So let's talk a little bit about spiritual freedom.
Yes.
Because I think that's what we're searching for.
It is.
In the spiritual exercises, in spiritual direction, in our
lives. Right.
And I often use the example of a spirit level. You know, that you get the little bubble between those two marks and you're spiritually free, but it lasts for, at least me, for a moment, right?
Right.
Because these attachments, this baggage that
it's so easy to come back to.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
Well, I think that's why I love how Ignatius often talks about disordered attachments. I don't know why but those words always resonate, because, you know, we want to be attached to things. You know, I think it's natural, and the bottom line is we're invited to attach to God. You know, but I think, and what's funny is even some things that are so meaningful and part of who we are, you know, like our families, or our ministry. Don't we love to cling to our ministries? But I mean, I think that what can happen is they end up getting in the way of our relationship with God, because we cling more to them, you know, than to.
I get a little bit worried about using terms like disordered attachment, because I think people
flip out at it.
And yes, and I've noticed a lot of people have told me over the years that the word detachment, even that
it's scary.
It's scary because it seems to imply that we want people to be aloof or to sort of float above their lives or their families and
which is not at all. Right.
So let's talk to me about that for a moment.
Yeah. I think the best way I could talk about it, when I was doing the 19th, the words resituate your life. You know, God likes to talk to me in mantras, like these little phrases, and that was one that came, I would say probably sometime in the first week, you know, and it kept saying, resituate your life, resituate your life. And I think really it was the invitation for my life to be fully situated around God, you know, and that's, I think, I mean, in essence, it's the detachment. It was saying, don't center your life around work or around family or around money. I mean, whatever it is people center around, but put God first, and then let your relationship with God kind of feed the rest of your life, you know. And it is scary. I mean, I think to do that, it's a letting go, which I think scares people. I mean, it's, you know, I didn't want to resituate my life. Do you want to resituate your life?
At times I have wanted to resituate my life, but I resituate your life. I've never really used that.
Yeah,
that
no, that's my life. I mean, that was what I needed to hear, you know?
What I struggle with is, I think what we're called to is to be passionately involved with our ministry, our work, our families, our friends, to be and yet not to grasp, right?
So holy.
To be ready to let go.
Right.
And the image I've used a couple of times on the blog is the struggle to go from being like that to being like that before the Lord. And that's tough.
It definitely is tough, because that's a place where there's not really a lot of tangible things to cling to, you know? I mean, and that's a very open stance, which, you know, I mean, I just think we're people that like to hold things, you know, like we want to know who we are and what we're defined by, and this stance is, it's a powerful stance, you know, and I think that's when powerful transformation takes place.